Are laptops going to be banned on all transatlantic flights from Europe? Well, a ban is already in place on flights from some airports in the Middle East and North Africa because of a fear that a bomb could be smuggled onto a flight using a laptop or other personal electronic device. EU officials are meeting US counter-terrorism officials in Brussels today to try and convince them not to extend the ban to European flights. Eoghan Corry, editor of Travel Extra, is with us. Eoghan, how likely is this ban to be extended?
It's looking like the Americans are going for this gung-ho and the Europeans are resisting. The backstory is that while the UK ban on laptops is defined by countries, 6 Middle Eastern countries, the Americans have preferred an airport-specific model. They've already banned laptops from 10 airports in 8 countries. They wanted to introduce this to 2 European airports. The main airports in Madrid, Barajas, and the main one in Brussels, Zaventem. And of course Europe resisted that. That was a development in midweek last week. Some of the listeners will have heard the stories around that. What they then proposed was banning all laptops from Europe, and obviously the aviation industry and Europe's airports are recoiling in horror from this. If the laptop ban is implemented, very oddly, it will only be a one-way ban. You will be able to carry your laptop from Los Angeles to Dublin, but not the other direction.
Now, practically, it would mean that you would have to check your laptop in if you wanted to bring it. And I think the estimates are that almost half of people, at least half of people flying on these flights, take a personal electronic device larger than a smartphone with them. It would mean huge delays at airports, wouldn't it?
It means that the Kindles that people love to bring in the cabin, they'll all be banned. It'll probably put an awful lot of pressure on the check-in, where there already is check-in pressure on, going through documentations. The airlines are held accountable for that. It'll also put pressure on the security points within airports as people go to different destinations from the same airport. But what the airlines fear the most is they depend disproportionately on those people who are flying in the front of the aircraft, the business traveller, and the experience of the existing laptop ban from the Middle East has been that Emirates reduced the frequency of flights to the United States. If this appears to hit European airlines, the people at the front of the aircraft are generally the ones who pay for the viability of the flight. It'll make routes which were viable questionable, because business people will be less patient about having to sit on a long flight without being able to do any work than those sitting at the back who may be deprived of their Kindle.
And thank you for that. Eoghan Corry, editor of Travel Extra. We'll have more on this story later in the programme.